Hey everyone, it's March 19th, and that means that if today is your birthday, you share it with Randy Kraft, a serial killer known as the Scorecard Killer, who is tied to as many as 67 murders between 1972 and 1983, and that is him right up there. Born in 1945, Kraft had a relatively normal upbringing in Westminster, California, graduating 10th in his high school class and attending Claremont Men's College on a scholarship. While in college, he discovered his own sexuality, and though the 60s were a time of sexual awakening in the United States, being gay was still frowned upon by many, and he turned to drugs and alcohol to cope. Kraft joined the ROTC program at Claremont and upon graduation enlisted in the Air Force. High test scores led to him gaining a high-level security clearance, and he was posted to Edwards Air Force Base where he worked painting test planes. In 1969, however, he came out as gay and was subsequently discharged from military service on medical grounds and became estranged from his family who didn't approve. This seems to have been the incident that drastically changed the path of Kraft's life. Starting in 1970, he engaged in dozens of sexual assaults and murders of young men and teenage boys who were found along California freeways. His first victim was a 13-year-old boy he sedated and subsequently sodomized repeatedly. Kraft let him go, and feeling shame at what had happened to him, the boy didn't tell anyone about it for well over a decade. In 1972, Kraft first went beyond just raping his victims to killing them. His MO was to drug, torture, sexually assault, and then strangle them. He would dismember the bodies and leave pieces of them at beaches and alongside highways across Southern California. Many victims were in the military, hitchhiking their way to and from their bases, while the rest tended to be runaways or men who had been picked up in gay bars. His reign of terror nearly ended in 1975 when the severed head of a 19-year-old was discovered in Long Beach, and witnesses were able to identify Kraft's car as one the victim had been seen in. After questioning, police wanted to charge Kraft with murder, but prosecutors felt the lack of a body hampered the case. Kraft went on to kill for 8 more years. In 1983, he was pulled over by the CHP for erratic driving, and he happened to have the strangled corpse of a 25-year-old Marine in the car with him. Searches of his home turned up items belonging to and photos of dozens of victims. Kraft kept a scorecard of 61 cryptic references to crimes which included 4 double murders, so it is strongly suspected that he killed at least 67 men. He was initially charged with 16 murders, 11 counts of sodomy, 9 counts of sexual mutilation, and 3 counts of robbery, with prosecutors intending to pursue charges for an additional 21 murders spanning 12 years in 3 states. Kraft sits on death row at San Quentin, still maintaining his innocence and refusing to cooperate with authorities in recovering the remains of his additional missing victims. If this was your birthday, I hope you had a great day. If you know somebody whose birthday it is today, send them this video so they can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Randy Kraft, I have to say, happy birthday, you bastard.